And into the port we go. Something that doesn't really matter has happened. So, to the Assembly then! Oh my heavens! Is there a special place to go, or do we just go to the Lord's Hall? Is this even where the Assembly's happening? I damn well hope it is. There's no one here. Oh, don't say we've gone to the wrong place. Where's the Assembly happening? The Assembly. Near Reeb. Is that... Oh, that's it up there. Okay, well, let's head over. Super. That was a scary split second. Right. In a settlement reminiscent of times past, when men lifted huge rocks to venerate their dead or glorify their gods, meets the Assembly. As you approach, you hear more clearly hundreds of voices distinguish in their tents, and the smell of food from the merchant stands. The Assembly, or the Thing, is not just a meeting where issues are discussed and where judgments are made, but also an event where people go around and exchange news or sell their products. So it's essentially a festival, really, isn't it? A big festival. Where we might get executed. Well, we're here! We're at the Assembly! Leondrius isn't with us. We are on our own with this. And I guess this is where the real thing is going down. What a lovely atmosphere we've got here. I wonder who's playing the evening show. I wonder. Right, so I'm assuming we go into the stone circle then. Ejog, how you doing, bro? How did you get here before us? My lord, you must hurry to join the king. Follow me. I have more than 800 men ready to go to England to support my brothers. But all I hear are obstacles to these men embarking Vikings. King Horton, Sigurd! We don't prevent the embarking of these men. In fact, we are unhappy that they have not already left. Sven Bullneck, there he is! These men will embark when they have a proper leader. Guthrum was not to be their leader. Their leader was to be my brother. Olver! Yeah, sorry, we killed that guy. We killed that guy. Who's wearing the nice hat? Dagnar? He looks worried. Why have you been so long in coming? Because I was in Wales, mate. Okay, I was in Wales. I waited here for the time allotted. I was in Wales. Signar Ragnarsson is looking strong. I had to resolve some issues, but I came as soon as I got your message. Maybe it was your messenger who was delayed. No matter. I think they're also awaiting your arrival, which means that maybe I should not have sent for you. I suspect they have some ploy to launch. Sigurd Ragnarsson has complained of 800 men who cannot board because I will not let him lead them. That much is true because I proposed that Guthrum lead them. The problem is that Guthrum, some days ago, suffered the misfortune to have been killed on his farm. Did he? Was it misfortune? They accuse outlaws and criminals of burning down his house while he was hosting a feast inside. I think they did it, to be honest. I think that was Sven Bullneck, the prow of a man Sigurd's hired. There, the prow man of Sigurd's herd, who did it. But I have no evidence or witnesses. Everything and everyone was burned within the house. Everything taken together. The situation is quite serious. Since Guthrum is dead, Sigurd is pushing hard to gain control of these 800 men. I fear he wishes to use them to take my throne. It's going down. It's going down! This is so exciting! Okay. Things being as they are, I cannot do anything. Let's see what happens. Harold seems tense. Who is Harold? His features hardened and his eyes watchful. He protects the Lord as a close shadow. Greetings, Dagnar. Sven Bullneck has permission to speak to the Assembly now. Let's see what this rat has to say. Silence! Let's see what the snake has to say. Sven Bullneck appears. It's good that we finally get to meet the guy, and he's not as big or scary as I thought he was. Right, anyway, so he appears to be a determined man, confident and seemingly a born leader. He is tall and strong and possesses a strong voice. At long last, you see him face to face. He looks just as your mind remembers him, as he attacked the Wodenreich and kidnapped your mother. Finally, right before you is the man who has so damaged you. Men of Denmark, you know me. When I was little more than a child, I was with Ragnar when he sacked Francia with 120 ships and more than 4,000 men. An adventure that led Skalds still relate. I am the man who led 400 Vikings in West Saxon, the strongest kingdom in England, to obtain great fame and wealth. Therefore men fear me across Fries, England and Francia. But here in Denmark they rightfully respect and love me. I had a brother, Olver Whitehair, a better man than me. He was a man of honour, loved by the gods, but in the prime of his life he was murdered. Not quite true. Now the king protects his murderer. I have never demanded anything of the Assembly, but now I call for justice. Is it right that his murderer be here among us? Or that a king protect evil? Shall murderers go unpunished in these lands? Sven Bullneck has tears in his eyes. Oh, he's good, this guy. He's good, this guy. Props to him. He's good, is Sven. Eagle whispered. It's what we expected. They use you to attack King Horik and undermine his authority. I'm guessing this guy's judge. One judge near the rock looks first at Sven and Jarl Sigurd, then at you and King Horik. Then he speaks. Everyone knows your worth, Sven Bullneck, and the feats you've done in your past, but your words seem to indicate that a king could support a murderer. This charge is very grave. The Assembly shall now listen to King Horik's response. Sven insults me. I have never protected nor will ever protect a murderer. If that were what I was doing, it was in ignorance. Davnar came to me for protection as a free man, and I gave it to him after he proved his worth. The story he told me about the death of Olivia Whitehair is quite different. Now is time for the accused to speak on this matter. You decide to appeal to the crowd's sympathy by mentioning your mother's kidnapping. You think it better to describe events without mentioning your mother's kidnapping. Well, without mentioning mother's kidnapping, it does sound like murder, so I think we have to go for the sympathy vote. My name is Davnar, and I am no murderer! Olvir's death was self-defense. Sven Bullneck had kidnapped my mother, but Signar Ragnarsson promised to give her back to me at Ulf's farm. Instead, he sent Olvir Whitehair to kill me. Although Olvir Whitehair fought hard during the battle, he was wounded and died. Whose mother was bounty from off the shores of Friesa. When I was raiding, I attacked a ship called the Woden Reich. She was my slave. I hate how he's saying was, not is. As was my right. But I found that she is a satyr. Now she advises me as my wife? Whoa! Oh, God. So, the person we're trying to kill for the kidnap of mother is now our father-in-law. This is crazy. We've heard both parties. It's time to call the witnesses. Egil comes forward before the judges. Come on, Egil. Stick with me. I am Egil. You all know me here, and may the gods damn me if I lie. I was at Ulf's farm when Olvir Whitehair came. My father, King Horik, is always concerned about what happens in this land. He compelled me to travel with Davnar. Olvir Whitehair came with many men. I swear it was he who started the fight. Olvir died a good death. But he was the one who caused the melee. Davnar isn't guilty of murder. Eagles come good. Thanks, Eagle Man. The judge confers among themselves for a moment, and then the spokesman appears. We have heard from a witness. Thank you, Eagle. Sven Bullneck, do you have any witnesses? No, because you killed them all. I had an important witness. Ulf Thorisson. Oh. But he has not come to the Assembly. Another man told me how my brother was killed, but he will not testify in this case. We would like to hear from the Jarls in attendance. What are your opinions? Now we haven't actually made friends with any of these guys. We tried, but I didn't want to know. In my opinion, Davnar is guilty of murdering Olvir Whitehair. In my opinion, Davnar is guilty of murdering Olvir Whitehair. In my opinion, God, all these guys. We killed bandits for these guys. The judges confer among themselves, and then the spokesman speaks. Hang on, so the eyewitnesses don't count for as much as the people that weren't there because of wealth and power. Invoking the wisdom of Odin, we are ready to give a verdict. I, Sigurd, son of Ragnar Lothbrok, ask permission to speak, because this case is nothing more than a branch of a big tree, and a branch may hide the real problem. Speak then, Jarl Sigurd, son of Ragnar, whose memory we all cherish, and who awaits us among the hosts of the gods preparing for Ragnarok. Sigurd steps forward, attracting everyone's attention. He's a respected and feared man, and the shadow left by his father is still long. When my father was alive, this assembly of free men would not have had much consideration for a bandit who had killed a good man like Olvir Whitehair. However, times change. Rather, some men have caused that change. Now, this assembly is but a toy in the hands of a king. That man, Davnar, is only a pawn of larger forces. While Sigurd continues his speech, Harold approaches King Horik with his face tense and his voice soft. My king, Sigurd Snake in the Eye, is not here to deal with Davnar. He wants you. He wants the throne as we feared. Egil moves his hands nervously, his forehead beaded with sweat. Oh my lord, this is so intense. Father, we should cut short Sigurd's speech. Davnar must admit his guilt and be punished by the Assembly. He must be sacrificed to end this ploy now, or you may lose your throne. Sigurd Snake in the Eye is a shrewd man. He would not openly attack you in the Assembly if he did not have the upper hand. If this is what you need to do, I will say I'm guilty to save the king. But I'm not killing myself for this. Do not rush action, King Horrid. Sigurd has said nothing. Atli is dead. That's true. And we can bring out the letter if we want to. You speak wisely. I approve and agree with your words. We must not do anything that would cost us the respect of the Assembly. The balance of power is very delicate, and here the Jarls are very important. We need to see what Sigurd has against us. Sigurd's face seems impenetrable, big long word. Even the movements of his body are fully controlled, even as he releases a speech that is able to dethrone a king. I gotta say, Sven and Sigurd, they're not good people, but they sure as hell know what they're doing. Sven had a witness, Ulf Thorisson, who would have agreed that Olvir was murdered, but King Horik sent Davnar to Ulf's farm to silence him. I had another man, Atli Eriksson, who was very faithful and dear to me. I entrusted him with a mission of protecting important evidence for this assembly, but King Horik sent Davnar to kill him. Everyone starts talking, mumble, 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 mumble. Finally, the judges ask for calm. King Horik's face is livid. Sigurd Ragnarsson, you talk a lot, insult and offend my honour, but you lack evidence or witnesses. This will not end well for you. Let him finish. All of us here want to know what is happening. I just offend my honour. Yes, he was right to... Yes, he has the right and permission to speak. If he proves what he speaks of, it may be time to change the kingship. It feels... I've got to be honest, it feels as though we're losing this. King Horik is a good king. You better be able to prove this, Sigurd. Moustache Man knows. Jarl Sigurd, everything will come in time. But I want to continue with my assertion that the problem is much bigger than we think. 800 Vikings are ready to embark for England in aid of my brothers. We could have been talking about more than 1,200 men for the Jarl of Kenema. Promised me more than 400, but King Horik sent Davnar to Fries to sabotage this treaty. Well, that's not true. As if that were not enough, the king then proposed that Guthrum lead these men, when I was the one that made all the efforts to gather them and get the boats and provisions. Okay. Sigurd Ragnarsson, your accusation is very serious. Do you have any evidence or witnesses who can confirm what you say? Whoa! Yes, there is a man who travelled with Davnar all that time, who is among us right now, willing to testify at this assembly. His name is Reginhard. He is a servant of the Jarl of Kenema. No way! Reginhard, approach. Do you confirm the words of Sigurd Ragnarsson are true? Reginhard seems uncomfortable when all eyes turn to him. He especially tries to avoid your eyes. Well, yes. I met Davnar in Fraser when he tried to gain the trust of the Jarl of Kenema by killing Theodore, the person that I loved. Then he betrayed the Jarl of Kenema and came to Denmark, where he has pursued Sven Bornek and Sigurd Ragnarsson. As he hates them... Then he betrayed the Jarl of Kenema and came to Denmark, where he has pursued Sven Bornek and Sigurd Ragnarsson, as he hates them as enemies. He hates them. So Olvir and Atli were killed, and he allied with King Horik. I swear it is the truth. Eager suffers a nervous attack and shouts, Reginhard, why? Reginhard looks down and speaks quietly. My quarrel is not with you, Egil. Theodore was like a brother to me, and Davnar lied to me in order to take him and kill him. I won Davnar's trust and promised that one day I would avenge Theodred's death. This is ridiculous! And that day has come. I just want to be happy, have a farm, wife and children. But Davnar brings only misfortune wherever he goes. I've got to say that is kind of the case at the moment. I need to feel protected, and Sigurd has promised me everything that I wish for. Reginhard, you know me, you know how I treat traitors. We will meet again. Yes, well, the last traitor, Eagle, who I'm very glad is still with us, we showed him mercy. I've always treated you well. I do not understand what has happened. What happened is that Theodred is dead. Yes, but we discussed that. We had that on the table. And I've had to live with that. Now at least I know he will be revenged. King Horik, Signar Ragnarsson has made very serious allegations supported by a witness. What do you say in your defense? King Horik clears his throat. I do not know this man named Reginhard. And nor do I. The Reginhard I thought I knew is not the Reginhard that's here. I suspect he is a liar bought by Sigurd, as he seems to have some sort of dispute with Davnar. At any rate, his testimony is not against me, but against Davnar, since he in no way has mentioned me or shown that I have helped Davnar in any misdeeds. If this is all that Signar Ragnarsson has against me, I ask this assembly for compensation for the insult to my honour. For a few seconds, Sigurd loses composure. The gods know you are eliminating my evidence and witnesses. When you sent your dog after Alti Eriksson and Ulf Thorinsson, this man was with Davnar. He can testify that you were involved. I say Reginhard is a liar blinded by hatred for me. It's his word against mine. Reginhard's first master was Theodred, not the Jarl of Kenema. That's true. That's true. We're gonna try and use logic, or are we just gonna try and use emotion? Let's try and use logic. Reginhard betrayed his first master, Theodred, as now he betrays me. Would any man keep a known enemy in his herd? This man just demonstrated that he cannot be trusted. Now, this is a very delicate matter that may affect the stability of the kingdom. The judges shall retire to deliberate for a moment. You watch as the judges get behind the big rock before entering a heated discussion. All around you, everyone engages in energetic conversation. Some Jarls support King Horik, others Jarl Sigurd Ragnarsson. This assembly may either be the solution to a civil war or the trigger to start one. Everything depends on the judge's decision. You realise that no one approaches you. Everyone avoids you like you are the plague, and they're probably wise too. You are aware also that nobody gave you the opportunity to present the case of the abduction of your mother. You feel you have not been more than a piece in a game of between the powerful men of Denmark. We are just a pawn. Screw Davnar the Viking, we are Davnar the pawn. The judges are slow to come to a decision. You're not sure how much time has passed, but it seems it takes them very, very long. Many men around you have decided to sit on the ground. And there are even merchants distributing food and mead. Reginhard remains in the same spot, silent and without moving a muscle, as if he carved in granite. Ejung doesn't look at you either. He is among the men around King Horik, advising and encouraging him. Finally, the judges return from behind the large rock. Odin Fjonsfjefje, Father of the gods and the Skydlings, we elected by our peers call upon your wisdom to guide our words. May our judgment reach your ears, and may those who do not comply with it be punished by hell. We have decided the following. In the case of the death of Olve Whitehair, Sven Bungnek shall receive 4,800 pennings. Davnar, can you pay for this Vergil? Now that is rubbish! I refuse, damn it! This is an outrage! 4,800 penningas for the life of my brother? This should be paid with blood. Oh, I am more than happy. I am more than happy to pay it with blood, Sven! Come on! Sven Bungnek accepts the decision of the assembly. Sigurd cuts in, apparently. Davnar, can you pay this Vergil now? I think we can. We got about 5k. I have the money, but I don't want to pay it, but... That's horrible. What's just happened there? Then the assembly accepts the money and gives it to Sven Bungnek. The price for spilt blood has been satisfied before gods and men. This quarrel has ended between these two men. Odin, Thor, and Frey have heard what is here decided. May they punish anyone who does not fulfill their oaths. Regarding the case of the witness called Reginhard, who has been accused of lying, the gods must decide his culpability. As the accusation is grave, the assembly has decided that Davnar and Reginhard will engage in a holmgang. That sounds a bit sexual. It's not, though, apparently. A duel to the death on the island called Short within 6 days. Ah, Reginhard, my first friend. 2 will go, but 1 will return. If one of them fails to show up, he will be declared a coward, less than a man, and this will be told by skalds and messengers to all men in Denmark and abroad. Reginhard, I accept. I accept the decision of the Assembly too. I am no liar, but I regret being a traitor. I am very sorry, Dagnar. You shouldn't have done it, man. You shouldn't have done it, Reginhard. Well, when this assembly is over, the important men of Denmark will come and get you and take you to Short Island to face your opponent. Odin, Thor, and Frey have heard what has been decided here. May they punish any who do not fulfill their oaths. I guess this guy just keeps saying that. Here we go. This assembly has also decided on a last major issue. The accusations and insults between King Horik and Jarl Sigurd can cause serious damage to Denmark. Therefore, this assembly of free men, which is above Jarls and Kings and answers only to the gods, has decided that a reconciliation between the two must occur. King Horik will give Jarl Sigurd a position on his council and amongst his most beloved men. Moreover, King Horik will pay 15,000 penningas in compensation for all the efforts made by Sigurd in organising the expedition. It sucks because we lost, but I think that possibly is fair enough. Judging on what we've heard in this assembly, the only thing I don't agree with is what's happened regarding us having to pay Sven Bullneck. We will kill Sven Bullneck still. In return, Jarl Sigurd shall remain by King Horik, advising him and not leaving Denmark. Therefore, Jarl Sigurd Ragnarsson must relinquish control over the fleet that shall relieve his brethren. The fleet will be led by two other men, Sven Bullneck on the part of Jarl Sigurd and Harald Haraldsson on the part of King Horik. The fleet will depart for England in a few days without further delay. Interesting. Interesting. It is furthermore our decision that Dagnar shall join as an advisor of King Harald Haraldsson, as long as the gods give him victory in the Holman gang. Well, it seems like the gods have already let you into a spoiler there, doesn't it? Otherwise, Ege will take Dagnar's place and Herd. Oh, see, it was my second in command. One or the other should meet with me in the Mead Hall of Reeb once the Holman gang is over. Halvard, we haven't met Halvard, he's another judge apparently. He shifts his gaze from one party to the next until his eyes rest on you. This assembly representing gods and free men of Denmark has spoken. These are the two parties, right? King Horik, Jarl Sigurd? I accept the judgment of the assembly. I will fulfill my part as been decreed. I swear that I will uphold and enforce it. King Horik quickly accepts more control over the actions of Jarl Sigurd. So I guess swings and roundabouts there. Jarl Sigurd shows no sign of either satisfaction or dissatisfaction. I also accept the assembly and will enforce it. Odin, Thor, and Frey have heard what has been decided here. May they punish anyone who does not fulfill their oath. This assembly has ended. Everyone must leave now. Wow. Wow. In a setting reminiscent of times past, when men lifted huge rock... Oh, no, that's just the same thing as before. Oh my god. Well, that has happened then. And we've got to go to Short Island and kill our beloved Reginhard. And then we're part of an invasion. We're an advisor. We're a key player in an invasion of England. This is going to be great, but a nasty job to be done first. Anyway, my friends, I will be ending it there for today. I think I need to lie down after all that. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.